to Hank Williams Jr. today, Rusty. 926, welcome back to our daily show. I love whenever, no one ever hear us until I start talking. And it's just the best thing because they always guess. They always go, man, what are you guys talking about in there? Solving all the world's problems.
Maybe they not need to know that.
We're just talking trash, And I love this shirt. I got to hold this up.
Yeah.
I got my very own shirt, my very own Talking Trash shirt. Talking Trash over here. Chain gang member.
Yes, you are now officially a chain gang apprentice.
There we go. I'm ready for my Earth Day cleanup.
Yeah. Hey, that's coming up April the 20th. Actually, Earth Day is April 22nd. That falls on a Monday, so we're doing our Earth Day cleanup on a Saturday.
Okay.
This year, and I'll talk more about it next month. But it's starting to become bigger and bigger. I've talked to the people from the Pride organization. They have their own cleanup coming up, and I'm going to participate in that.
Pride Inc.'s wonderful, by the way.
I also talked to the Riverbend Growth Association, and they wanted to become involved in it too. So more and more people. I mean, it's a good thing. I'm looking at now possibly different satellite locations. Instead of just one location. So we just, like we were just talking, there's plenty of trash out there. So,
right.
But it is getting better. The trash situation, in my mind, is getting much better.
I think so too. And I think it was great that it became such not really a hot, it kind of became a hot button issue at a point in time during the primary. And I think it really helped kind of spearhead some change. And it's really because of the bobbing and weaving you've been doing, Rusty.
Well, you'd have to ask Kurt Prinzler about that. 'Cause that was a hot topic for him, and he lost the election, unfortunately, for that. I know Chris has got a different opinion on how he wants to work it, and it'll be interesting. But yes, trash is been a hot topic. A lot of board members have reached out to me lately, and
I wanted to ask you about that because you spoke at the county board a couple of days ago regarding some bid questions, correct, about how this bid was done. Can you speak a little bit more on that?
Well, 255 had to be cleaned up. And like I mentioned before, Kurt Schleicher appropriated and the board appropriated money to get it cleaned up. So they had to take some bids on getting companies to come out and do the temp agencies to come out and clean the trash. Two the outfits that bid were from Missouri, and one outfit that bid was Sparks here locally. And I migrated to that. I thought it would be just a no-brainer that would happen. We could get, if the bids were close, that we could give it to the Madison County bidder. But I understand they put things up for bid, and then if it's just a few pennies cheaper, that's what they go with, But so I started, and unfortunately, Denise did not win that bid. There was like a $200 difference on a per day rate. As it's going out to farming this out, and you were talking about a $100,000 contract. So farming our tax dollars out to an outfit out of St. Louis when it could have stayed here in Madison County, that just sparked my interest. So I started looking into the Illinois Procurement Code, and it does have provisions allowed that will give residents a leg up over non-residents. And so that's what I'm pushing for now. I talked to the state's attorney about it, and he said it has to come from a board member. So I've talked to my board member, which is Terry Akers, and asked him to pursue this, that we could get it written up some way, shape, or form that if we have we're not talking about high tech here. We're talking about labor.
Right, that's all it is.
To pick up trash.
Right.
So if we have a situation like that again, maybe next time, Denise can get a leg up on outfits out of St. Louis or whatever. And I'm not saying that you just give it to Denise because she's in Madison County. If we had more bidders in Madison County, I'd encourage everyone. But that's the focus. And what I was so disappointed is that why am I coming up with this? Where's our board members? Why didn't they think about this? When this is coming up, why didn't they they're elected to help the people of Madison County. Now, why aren't they looking out for Madison County? Did they just forget about the $100,000 going to St. Louis? Or do they just think that nothing can be done about it? It drives me crazy, the politics, and I don't mean to be on a rant today.
You're right.
But it drives me crazy. It seems like it takes so long to get anything done. And I know there's procedures and everything they got to do, but I'll be talking to someone about this, and they're going, I'll meet with Joe Blow next month, and we'll discuss this. And it just drives me crazy because I like to get on it and get on it now.
Well, and you would think that's what they'd want to do. They only, and I hate to say this, the way that it's gone the last couple of years, and I've followed everything pretty darn closely, is the fact that, you don't, it seems like we don't want to do anything at that level until someone comes and says something to us. And it's like, all right, now we'll go and meet. That's just insane.
And whatever it takes, but the end result is I want my tax dollars to stay in Madison County.
Right.
Now, Sparks's firm would probably hire people locally, as she does now. She has people that live in Madison County. They're going to take their paycheck and go to a restaurant in Madison County. Right. Now, this is not happening in St. Louis. Those guys are coming over here. They get their paycheck. I'm sure they're over in wherever they live in Missouri, on the Missouri side, and they're spending their money there. So it was just a no-brainer to me, and I appreciate Terry Akers and Assistant State's Attorney David Livingstone to work with that. And Chris DeCliff, he's also open to this too. He can only do what the ordinance say. And I thought it was very simple. I thought, if this is the Illinois ordinance, why aren't they following it? And then I started looking into it more, and each county has their own procurement code. Mm-hmm. So they don't have to follow the Illinois procurement code. They make their own. So I checked into that a little more, and there is no provisions in Madison County for, say, minority, a portion of contracts going to minorities or something of this nature. Mm-hmm. So it's something we're going to take a look at. At least I'm hoping they'll take a look at. I can't do it myself. Right. As a board member, they can.
Right. Well, and let's hope they do, because that's a bigger issue than what, it is. I mean, we had an option to keep our tax dollars here, and what do? We shipped them across to a different zip code, and that's the bottom line to it. It has nothing to do with who bid in Madison County.
No, nothing personal with Denise Sparks or any. Like I said, if it would have been any firm in Madison County, I would have been in their favor that they got that bid over someone in that. Keep our tax dollars here. I hope the board members hear that. I hope they understand what we're talking about.
Well, and I hope they do too, because I think 90% of the county would say that as well. I think there might be a few outliers that go, oh, no, go with the better one, even if it's too. But I think a good majority would say keep it here.
Every board member that I've spoken to about this is in agreement.
Are they really?
I mean, yeah. When I first talked to Chris Slusher about this, I know his time was somewhat limited, but he thought that was that's something we can get done.
Yeah.
So I'm optimistic that we can do that.
Well, and on top of it, everything else too. How is just the issues in Madison County government going for you now with this trash thing? Is it making it a lot easier to communicate? And
it's been interesting since I was last spoke on here. Yeah. Chief Connors appropriated some overtime for Madison County Police to start sitting around and going after some trash trucks. Roxana beefed it up a little bit. I don't know all the results, but I do know that Madison County wrote 2 citations last month, and previously they haven't wrote 2 citations in the past 2 years.
Right.
Yeah. So it's been significant, and I've noticed that I always look for trucks that have trash hanging out of them as they go down the road, and I always consider that out of compliance. And I have not seen a single truck out of compliance. And I'm not saying that I don't see all the trucks. Right. But I've witnessed over 100 trucks, and I haven't seen any of them out of compliance that I can think of in the past 2 weeks. Maybe the past 3 weeks. Since Madison County appropriated overtime, they started making their presence known. Now I see the police out there all the time now, and it's a good thing. And another thing is that the Republic landfill has made a decision to start enforcing the netting on those trucks. Remember, we spoke before about the nets. The nets on these trucks often have holes in them, and these brokers, they're just brokering out the truck, and so they get what they get. It's like a rental vehicle. And anyway, these nets have got holes in them. So now, now as they're coming out, the Republic landfill is insisting that they change the nets. And so by doing that, you're not seeing as much trash. I have not picked up trash. Yesterday was the first day in 3 weeks that I picked up trash. Now, I picked up 192 bags of trash this year. This has been 12 months now. Mm-hmm. Off my 1.7 mile stretch, I picked up 192 bags of trash. And yesterday was the first time in 3 weeks that I've picked up any. So that's pretty significant to me.
That is pretty significant.
I'm looking at 4 to 9 bags every week for a year. And now all of a sudden, no bags for 2 weeks. Yesterday I went out and I think I picked up 6 or 7, but I could tell from the type of trash that I pick up where it's coming from. A lot of bottles, beer cans, whiskey bottles, McDonald's wrappers, things of that nature. That's hand thrown out.
Yeah, that's someone drinking and driving and throwing out the window.
The big pieces of plastic, the dog food bags, the things that's fallen out of trash trucks, I just simply have not had a lot of that yesterday. So I'm pretty optimistic. I think that they're trying to make an effort to fix this.
Absolutely. And then I wanted to ask you something, too, and this may be just a personal question for me. In my area where I live out here in Alton, it's getting worse and worse. And it's not, the trash truck problem, because like you said, you can tell where it's coming from. Yeah. It's a bunch of people that are getting drunk and throwing glass bottles on the ground. I can't even walk my dog on the street right now. What do you suggest? When's the most appropriate time to try to get out there? Because I got to do something. I mean, I can't have this stuff just on the grass and cutting people's feet up and cutting dogs' feet.
I would have to say, talk to your neighbors and put together some type of neighborhood association cleanup crew or something. There's an individual in Collinsville that takes it upon himself that he has the Collinsville Community Cleanup. And he funds everything himself, and he goes out and cleans up stretches of road every Saturday. And I think the more people that get to know him, the more people that he would get to help. He doesn't really care because him and his wife are going to do it anyway. But getting back to what you said, the more people that a lot of people want to become involved. They just don't know what to do.
Right.
There's a young lady that sent me the information about her cleanup on March the 24th in Bethalto.
Yeah.
And I know that she sent you a flyer, and you'll be talking about that more. But it's little things like that. And for instance, the Pride Corporation in here, they're doing, I think they're doing a cleanup. I'm not for certain what their time frame, but I've seen more and more of that. People are starting to get more aggressive to this and put together groups and go out and do some cleanup. So that's what I would recommend. Talk to people. And don't let it go.
We'll get it done. Yeah. It's just amazing to me. It's like, I just never found it, even for me, it just feels gross to drop something on the ground if you're doing it. It just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, we used to get on people when they flip a cigarette, but now it seems like crazy since we've had these anti-litter signs put up. We'll get people to drive by and they'll throw their McDonald's wrappers out right at the base of that. And I think they're just doing it for, just for their own amusement. Whatever, but yeah, it takes. But I noticed I picked up about 7 bags yesterday. Probably about 5 of those bags were just hand thrown items out, just trash from McDonald's wrappers and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm optimistic. I think that things are changing. I'm hopeful that we'll have a different approach after this, since this election's over, have a different approach going after those trucks.
Now, I got a question for you. Because you're following this, too. Do you think that there's going to be anybody slated to run against the 2 big seats, the circuit clerk or county?
I don't know.
I'm kind of, I'm just kind of
thinking about stepping into the arena. You know what I mean? I'm getting a little notoriety since I'm here on the Daily Show, and I'm thinking if I can get a little political support, I may push Chris on some of these issues. I've been a Republican all my life, but you never know.
There you go. Hey, thank you for bringing this up. I did want to give some love out here, even though I want to talk briefly about your Earth Day cleanup coming up. Bethalto is having a community cleanup. Rusty, thank you for bringing that up. Sunday, March 24th, 1 p.m., meet at the Dollar General lot in Bethalto. Dollar General Field area, 2nd Street from Junior High area. Sportsman's Park by the baseball fields, in Roosevelt, Villa Rose to Meadowbrook School. You wear bright clothes, safety vest, and gloves. Children will need adequate supervision. Children then will receive a community service card. That's really cool. And just remember that Madison County, as always, as Rusty said on this show, has free cleanup kits if you call 618-296-5237. That's the Bethalto Community Cleanup this Sunday, March the 24th at 1 p.m. We'll come back with more of the Chain Gang right after this on RiverBender.com.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. Without Joey.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior, gear up with Falcommit and elevate your hunting experience. From rugged gear for the seasoned hunter to adorable outfits for the little ones, we've got your whole family covered. Literally, because the best moments are made in the great outdoors. And with Falcommit, you're not just wearing gear, you're wearing the stories of your adventures. Discover the joy of hunting together. Visit valiant.com and outfit your family for the next generations of memories.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Waiting in the sky, he'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He's told us not to blow it because he knows it's all worthwhile. He told me, let the children.
942. Welcome back. We don't have. I guess, Rusty, you are a star man now, you know? I mean, everyone's looking at you. And you know what's funny? People talk about interviews every once in a while when I'm out in public, and they go, man, I just saw you talking to, the other one was Dr. Kathy Wollner. I saw you talking to such and such. More times than not, it's seeing our conversations. I don't know why. It's just amazing. You know, people really do connect to this.
I want to tell you that I have a friend of mine that I've never met her personally, but she lives in France. We've been corresponding pen pals for over about almost 30 years now.
Wow.
And she has watched your podcast with me, and she says I have the charm of a tough guy. I think that's funny. I'm not for certain what that means, but I'll take it as a compliment.
Well, getting back, I wanted to keep you a couple more minutes because we are going to have you on again, but I wanted to talk a little bit more about Earth Day cleanup just because
Sure.
it's, we have a couple of minutes and we have about a month till about 28 days until we're there. What's all going to be a part of this? How many folks are you looking to be a part of your cleanup? What's the goal?
Well, I'm uncertain on the total number. Last year, I didn't reach out to any private businesses. I just did a community type of thing, and I approached City of Wood River, and City of Wood River did not participate.
Right.
City of Roxana did participate, and many of the county members did. So I'm expecting a lot of the same this year. I'm assuming that Wood River is going to be doing their own thing. Roxana is already committed to having their trash trucks out there.
Nice.
So they're going to dispose of that. Marty Reynolds is pretty gracious when it comes to that. He likes to, he takes that personal, the trash out there. So I'm expecting big numbers. Last year we had about 40. This year I'm pushing for 50 or more. Like I said, I just spoke with a gentleman from regional or from the Riverbend Growth Association. I apologize, I can't remember his name, but he was the person I was speaking to, and he was encouraged some of his businesses and stuff because it's an excellent networking opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
When you're out there, say you're out there with somebody, a business owner, you're out there picking up trash and, just chit-chatting for a couple hours.
We'll have to get you over with the North Alton Godfrey Business Council for...
I looked at... I've got the list. Got the list that Pride has from their participants, and I started going through it. But I didn't want to lean on all these Alton businesses because there's so much work to be done up here in Alton, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
And I support them. I will be working with Pride on their cleanups. And, I think we could all... There's room for all of us out here.
And that's what I think is great. And you said it earlier, but and I kind of thought it was funny, but you're right. I mean, there's enough trash for everybody in this community.
255 is looking pretty good, but there's a lot of areas that have just been let go. So I'm optimistic. I'm thinking that I think I have the only cleanup, and in my mind, it's the most important thing, but everybody's got cleanups going on every week. And so you just...
You're right.
Yeah, what's important to you, you push it, and you just try and participate and help out other people too. But getting back to ours, I'm expecting. Last year we picked up right over 100 bags of trash. I'm expecting about 100, 150 bags this year in a 3 hour time frame. That's pretty significant.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive, actually.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We will be picking up about 2 to 3 weeks before IDOT does the grass cutting. And that's so crucial because, unfortunately, they don't have time to get out there and pick up that stuff before they cut. And once they shred it, man, it looks crazy. Looks like a bomb went off.
It does. It looks terrible. And I've always said that. And not picking on them, it just because you said it. There's not enough resource. But, man, it looks like a disaster every time it's cut.
Yeah, I'm hoping that things will change. They have Madison County's brought back the Adopt a Highway program. I don't know how that's going. You'd have to check with Adam Walden on that. But there's a lot of positives out there. I'm so optimistic about the trash. And as I spoke with the board members, I can't speak for all the trash that's down on the southern end of 255 or 70 or in that area, but I can speak for the amount of trash that comes off of 255 going to 143. That's going to the landfill. And going to the landfill, those trucks, there's been a significant difference. They're netted up and they're not leaking trash. And we'll go one step further. It's oftentimes when the trucks leave the landfill, they don't have the nets on them. And they still have a bag or two in the back that are, when I say bag, I mean empty bag or a piece of plastic adhered to the side of the cab. Unless they get that cleaned off, typically what they would do, they just drive down the road and let the wind take care of it, and it would blow it out the back.
Right.
And I've noticed some of the trucks coming out of the landfill that even have nets on the back of them now when there is no trash in them. So that leads to tell me that they're being a lot more proactive, trying to.
And how does it? I mean, and that's what's got to be cool for you in this, And I don't know what just happened, but I just got a bunch of texts going off. Oh,
it's volunteers. I'm sure they're volunteers wanting to sign up.
But whenever you're pushing all this stuff, I mean, you started with an island of your own. I mean, you were on your own doing this and raising hell and trying to get anyone to listen to you, and not in a bad way. I don't mean that detrimentally.
Yeah.
But to be at this point to where things are really improving in a year, I mean, really, or maybe a little bit longer than a year, has got to be one of the coolest things.
Yeah, I'm very satisfied with it. And in fact, I get tickled all the time when people will just call me up and ask me for advice, or they'll call me and I'm thinking, why are they calling me? I'm not a trash guru. I'm just a guy that I just got mad as hell and decided I'm going to go out there and pick it up until someone notices what I'm doing. And that's what has happened now. People are noticing. They see me out there. I just I got some brand new barricades I just put together. I'm always looking for safety equipment and things of that nature, but my funds are somewhat limited. The wife doesn't want to let me spend any money on this. But I have to put together some barricades and some certain things that'll keep me safe. But I enjoy it. It's a hobby to me. Like I said, I'm on disability. I receive a payment from the government, so it's a way I can kind of give back.
Yeah.
And the plus side of it, I have so many people contact me that like say starting their own deal or just tell me good job, thanking me, and it's wonderful.
Real quick, Rusty, anyone that's been following the college student that disappeared in Nashville, they did find his body. This is breaking news about 15 minutes ago. The body was found in the Nashville River. It was the missing college student, Riley Strain. So they, at least there's some closure there. Sorry about that. That's a national story. And
that's terrible.
So many people were weighing in. But getting back to this, Rusty, I mean, it really is cool. And what I think is amazing is you've really set the tone for how to be your own advocate, because, and like you hit it perfectly earlier. You said, people just don't know where to start or, how to get involved. Well, sometimes you got to create the involvement. And that's what I think's really cool. And not patronizing you, but I think that's one of the coolest components about this is that you really did this on your own.
Yeah, sometimes it is funny because I think of some of the things that have been accomplished and I think, man, did I do that? Did I have it? Because it's just different. I don't view myself as one of those tactical type of people, but you just take a day-to-day approach to it, and eventually people start paying attention and things get done.
Right.
And I stay on them. I'm relentless. Like Chris Slusher said, I've never heard that term bombastic before. But he said, since then I've found that music, Mr. Bombastic.
Yeah, there you go.
I've included it in part of my workout routine. So thank you very much, Mr. Slusher, for that music.
There you go.
But I'm very proud I'm proud. But I can't get too full of myself because the people that live near the landfill, closer to the landfill, they're putting up with other issues. The smell is atrocious.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, it's terrible down by the landfill. If you live close proximity to that on hot days, Now, obviously, it's a landfill. They got spoiled, food and stuff there. The amount of birds and the trash that they put up in the bird waste, the trucks clanging. You'll hear those truck doors at 4 in the morning, 3 or 4 in the morning. They'll be banging. You'll hear a bang, bang, and you wonder what that is. And it's the truck doors. They're dumped their load, and that truck door is shutting. So those poor people that live in that area, and it infuriates me when someone say, well, that's what they picked to live down there. That's their decision. I've been down there before the landfill. I remember when the landfill wasn't built, and they come and they talk to us all, and they said they're going to be good neighbors. So it's unfortunate that a lot of things that can't be handled are going on, such as what I just mentioned.
Yeah.
But the trash is something that we can all work together towards, and I think we're getting that accomplished.
100%. And before I let you go, did you see the St. Louis news? My buddy Ray Hartman challenging Ann Wagner. You see that?
No.
For Congress, Ray Hartman left Donnybrook and is taking Wagner on in the congressional district.
No. I be honest with you, I don't follow that too
There
much
you
over
go.
there.
I had to share that with
Yeah.
you, being a little bit
You're just
the
putting
guy
a
that
plug
follows
in,
it.
man.
I just wanted to throw that out there for my old boy Ray Hartman.
Do I have any plugs I need to put in? I was trying to think of any.
Oh man, Rusty, it's always good talking to you. 30 minutes flies by every time we chat, and I'm looking forward to having you on April 19th, I believe.
Yeah, I'll be back the day we doing our Earth Day cleanup. We're doing that April 20th, so I'll be back. I think it's the day before that.
Yeah.
Just to put a bug in everybody's ear if they got nothing to do and they want to come out there and meet a few of your board members or a few of your business owners, maybe the mayor of Roxana or the police chief or whatever. I can't say it's been a total effort on everybody's part, and I'm extremely excited to be part of it.
Yeah, and for more information, can folks reach out to you ahead of time and say, hey, want to be involved?
Yeah, my phone number is 670-6804. Call me if you have any questions about participating, anything. Just give me a call if you're just interested.
Sounds great. Rusty, always good talking to you.
Yeah, nice talking to you again. Hey, I want to see you with that shirt on.
You will. I'm telling you
you're
what.
an
I'm always
apprentice now. You
talking.
gotta wear that for a
I
while.
will. I'll be a damn good apprentice. I can
Hey,
promise
Sydney's
you.
coming.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she's coming to Earth Day cleanup, so maybe
I might have to get involved because I don't have a game that day.
we could bring the audio version out there. We could set up a studio on the side of the road.
There you go. Actually, that'd be fun. We'll have to think more about that. 952 Rusty, we'd always get talking to you. Chain Gang, you can reach out to be a part of this and really help combat the trash that's already starting to improve. It for at least as of now, looking pretty good, and we're going to keep moving.
I'm optimistic. that we're finally starting to make some headway. It's not the end. I mean, we've got to keep our feet on their throat, but
we'll get it done.
Yeah.
952, we'll come back and we'll wrap up the 9 o'clock hour right after this on RiverBender.com.